What's going on, everybody? V the Notary here. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. So let's talk about brokerages, you guys. So for most of you, if you're a real estate agent or an aspiring real estate agent, you know, or you should know, that the first thing that you have to do, and you have to have this figured out before you even become officially licensed, you have to choose a brokerage. Okay, so what a brokerage is, it's essentially where you hang your license, your real estate license. It is who, you know, the lead broker kind of manages you to a certain extent, makes sure that you're in compliance with all of your real estate things. They track your training, ensuring that you're keeping up with your training to keep your license current, okay? And then, you know, normally, not in all cases, but specifically with the larger brokerages like the Long and Foster, who else? The Remaxes, you know, those key players that have essentially, you know, brokerages all throughout the country. You have to pay them a percentage of whatever you get from your commission. That's another thing. But you know, your brokerage is not responsible for paying for your insurance and things like that. So, you know, you keep that in mind. It's really just where you hang your real estate license, and they're kind of essentially in charge of your activities to a certain extent, because as real estate agent, you're very, very independent. That's the great thing about it, right? That's why we want to do it. We kind of set our schedule, you know, we take this, you know, take clients when we want, you know, et cetera, et cetera. But you have to hang your brokerage, your license at a brokerage, okay? So I did a video also about the pros and cons of working for Redfin. Redfin is another option. Redfin is a brokerage. So if you decide to join Redfin, for example, as a lead agent, or if you decide to join as an associate agent, you will essentially hang your license with Redfin. Let me just say this, because I was confused about this. A lot of people don't know. You cannot hang your license with Redfin as an associate agent and then have your license somewhere else if you want to do traditional real estate. So if you choose Redfin as your broker, that's who you're going to be with. So just keep that in mind. All right, so as far as how to choose a brokerage, all brokerages are not created equal. You have to figure out what your specific needs are and what you're looking for in a brokerage. Okay, so for example, and this is just generally speaking, I mean, there's so many different, there's hundreds and probably thousands of brokerages across the country. So I'm speaking in generalities. I'm not talking about specific places, but generally speaking, the larger brokerages are better with essentially helping you with leads, generating leads, normally with training, etc. Usually you're gonna get a really good mentor that's gonna help and train you, but with that, they're going to take a higher percentage of your commission. And for me, that was never appealing. I'm like, look, I want to find a brokerage where I want to keep the most of my commission that I can. Okay, so like the Remaxes, the Long and Fosters, things like that, they're essentially going to take more from your commission. Sometimes I've seen some as high as taking 50% of your commission. So let's just say you sell a home, you make $7,000 from that off commission, they taking $3,500 if it's 50-50. Usually it's around 30% or 40%, which is still high. So keep that in mind, okay? They're taking a higher percentage of your commission, but you generally get better training, you get better mentors, and in some cases you get lead generation, or they'll throw you a bonus and give you leads. Sometimes, okay? So that is with the larger type of brokerages. Now, then we have the boutique brokerages, which are the smaller ones, you know, and those are great too. A lot of times, there are some brokerages, okay, that you keep 100% of your commission. You might just pay like a $50 or $100 fee for each transaction, but you're keeping all that commission. There are some smaller boutique brokerages that maybe just take 10% or 5%, you know, or there are some brokerages where once you start, you know, getting so many transactions or so many closings, let's just say in the beginning they take 10 to 15%, but once you get 20 closings, then they'll allow you to keep 100%. There's so many different types. And then there's kind of like mid-level brokerages where, for instance, let's just say You keep 100%. It's, they're not as small as a boutique, but they're not as large as the really large players. They're more in the middle, and they may let you keep 100%, but then you have to pay like a monthly fee to just hang your license there. So my suggestion to you is, again, don't just go with the hype. When you're about to get your license, and this even goes for certain real estate agents who are currently agents and they're thinking about switching, because that happens. People move around all the time. Like, just because you start out with Long and Foster doesn't mean 6 months down the road that you can't switch because Long and Foster is no longer meeting your needs. Okay, so with that being said, you have to kind of think about what is it that you need, especially in the beginning. Because it's great to keep all of your commission, but what if it's you go to a smaller boutique brokerage that is not as supportive? Because a lot of the smaller ones are like, you're completely going to be independent. We're going to let you keep your commission, but you're doing all the work, you're doing all your training, you're generating your own leads. Like, we're not helping you with anything. And that might not be a good look for you either, because they're allowing you to keep all your commission, but then on the other hand, like, it might take you 2 years to get your first closing, or you got to really work hard with the marketing, and like I said, a lot of the times the larger brokerages, they'll help you with your marketing. They'll help provide you with, your headshots. They'll do a lot on the front end, but they want that return, right? When you get your closings and when you have transactions. So, like I said, it all depends on your personal needs and where you're at. You might be in a situation where you're brand new and you have a great mentor or someone that's going to really help you, one of your friends that's a real estate agent that's going to really, really help you. They're going to maybe help get you some leads. And then in that situation, maybe it might be better to join a boutique brokerage because you have someone that's really, grounded in real estate, and they're going to help you find your way. That might be a situation where you choose the boutique brokerage. But let me say this. My suggestion to you guys is, when you're brand new, because everybody's not, lucky enough to have someone that's been grinding to really show them the way. When you're brand new and you become a real estate agent, I would go more towards one of the larger brokerages that are going to provide you with that support, and they might take a little more of your commission, but you're going to learn more. And then once you get your, because real estate is all about word of mouth, right? It's all about, you do great with this client, they spread the word to their cousin or to their coworker. Who was your agent? John from down the street, he was great, and then it's a referral based type of business. So, you go to the larger brokerage and maybe they're taking more of your commission for the first, 9 months, but you're doing great. You've had some closings. You feel comfortable to kind of go out on your own. Then maybe, you might want to leave and go to another brokerage that will allow you to keep more of your commission. So that's kind of what I would suggest for someone who is brand new and doesn't necessarily have the experience, okay? But let me just say this. It's so important to research brokerages. Call, research, ask them these questions. What do you offer? Do you assist with generation leads? Generating leads. You guys assist with that. Obviously the most important question you're going to ask is, what is the percentage that you're going to take? What are the monthly fees that I will have to pay the brokerage, if there are any? What are the trainings that you offer? Or do you guys provide mentors to all the new salespersons? Ask these questions, and then, check off the box for the ones that meet your needs, and the ones that don't consider them. But it's important, while you're studying for your exam, you got to do all these things, and you have to do what's best for your specific situation, you guys, because your brokerage can make or break you. And nobody, unless you are already a stellar real estate agent, you want as much support as you can get in the beginning, because it's really hard. You have to do a lot of marketing. You got to put yourself out there. You have to, put yourself out there on social media. You got to, your circle of friends, you got to make them all aware, and family, that you're a real estate agent, so that they know that if, look, if you're trying to buy a house or sell your home, I need to be the person that you come to. Okay. And these are all things that you have to think about when you're picking a brokerage. So like I said, do your research and take into consideration what each brokerage provides depending on what your personal needs are, and then make your informed decision based on all of that. So hopefully this helped to get you guys' wheels turning on how to pick the brokerage that's right for you, especially for my newer real estate agents, okay? So, and again, like I said, Redfin's always an option if, depending Redfin, people crack on Redfin, but Redfin, there are some great benefits to working for Redfin, and that's always an option as well, you guys, okay? So again, V the Notary signing off. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please like, subscribe, and share. And if you guys have any questions, drop down in my comments, and I will make sure that I answer all of them, okay? All right, you guys have a great day. Bye-bye.